All right, welcome back to the channel again. It's warming up now in Colorado, so I'm getting more videos out. Stay tuned. I'll try to get out as many as I can. I'm gonna aim for 1 to 2 a week now that it's warming up. So thanks for all the support. Thanks for the likes, comments, shares, subscribing to the channel. You guys are what making this work, so I really appreciate that. Today, as promised, we're out on the direct drive. Yes, I said direct drive. If you watched my Challenger video, thank you for everybody that commented and corrected me. I don't know what I'm thinking, having a brain fart, being dumb, I don't know. But I called these hub drives, and these definitely are not hub motors or hub drive, they're direct drives. So thank you for you know, correcting me and keeping me honest. So we're gonna take that out. I'm waiting on Sean right now. He's still on the Varil, and we're just gonna go for a ride, and I'm gonna kind of do a wrap up on this. Because this is the older model now. So this is the Black Carve, the first gen Black Carve, but it's still doing great. So let's get to it. Let's get on a ride and let's talk about how this board has been so far. All right, so out riding, I want to address 2 quick things, and those come from questions from viewers. So the first thing is did Onsra fix on the Black Carve 1, did they fix the battery tray issue? I think so. So the direct drive that I'm riding right now, it has the bigger screws into the deck, but so does the Vril, and the Vril still broke. I think it's just a problem I think it's just a problem with the inserts and stuff like that. I haven't had any problem with the direct drive that I'm on. All my problems were from the belt drive when they had smaller screws. And my fix, if I ever do have problem with this, is just to rip out the screws, drill all the way through the deck, and put screws with nuts on the other end. It's not a big issue to me if I do have issues, because that's how I'm gonna fix it. So that's issue number 1. Okay, the second issue that people have brought up is the battery cells on the board. I'm not smart on this. Look in the comments. People will give you, you know, all my viewer and subscriber, if you want more information, just look in the comments. People post up all the time their experience with the boards that I'm reviewing, which is awesome because it gives everybody a bigger, you know, wash of people opinions. So look in the comment. I'm not smart on the cell, but people have said that the cell in the original Onsra, the Black Carve version 1, aren't that great. I haven't had any issues. That's all I'm saying about it. I don't know if they're great. I don't know if they're terrible. I haven't had any issues on this board. You know, it's kind of still too new to have issue, but on my belt drive, I have almost 500 miles on that board, have owned it for a year, and I haven't had any issues. So those are the 2 main concerns that people had, is the battery tray on the original Black Carve, and then the cells. So I don't know on the cell, but I haven't had any issues. The battery tray, it looks like they fixed it, and if not, I'm drilling all the way through the deck and the battery tray, and I'm just hard bolting it to it and calling it fixed. Okay, with all that said, that's all on the Black Carve version 1. And if you follow Onsra at all, the Black Carve version 2 is out. And it looks like Onsra Fabian tried to address those specific problem with the Black Carve version 1. There's a completely different battery tray on it, and supposedly using different cells that get 50% more range. Who knows? I have one coming. Stay tuned for the review. I don't know if any of that's true or not. I don't know. But so far, the Black Carve version 1s are still my favorite board. And I know that how that sounds. It sounds like, I mean, somebody posted it in the comments of my last video, like I'm an Onsra fanboy. I'm sorry if it sounds like that. I'm just giving my honest opinion on which board works best for me. Now, with that being said, you guys really need to look in the comments. People say, hey, I've had that board for a long time, it's been great, or the board is terrible. Look in the comments, and if you're buying a board only based on my review, then you're in the wrong. You need to do more research. You have way too much money to just go off of one person's opinion. I told you when I started this that I'm going to keep it real and honest, and I can honestly say that I've done that thus far, and I'm going to keep continuing to do that. But the Black Carves are my favorite because they work for me. Also, with that being said, just because a board works for me, it could be the best board in the world for me, it may not work for you. And the Evolve, a perfect example of that. People love the Evolve. Like they absolutely love it, and I'm not saying that they can't love it. that's great that it's a great board for them. It's not for me. That's why I like the Onsra. They could get on an Onsra and be like, hey, that board doesn't work for me. It's terrible. I don't like it. Cool. I'm just glad that it works for me. So to sum it up, and the moral is, do your research, watch as many videos as you can, and look in the description of all my videos to see what other people think about whatever board that I'm talking about that day. Now, if you have a direct drive Onsra, please put it in the comments on your experience, good and bad. If you hate it, put it in the comments so then people know, viewers know, that not everybody thinks that a great board like I do. All right, so we're through all that. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of this actual board. The direct drive Onsra is not the perfect board for me. It's not the best board for me. I love it. I love that it's quiet. I love the handling of the board, but where it lacks for me is the power. It lacks power, up hills, off the start, and it also lacks braking. When I want to hit the brakes really hard and avoid like a crack that I just saw or whatever, it takes forever to brake. And that is 100% due to the weight that I have on that board. I'm up to 210 now, thanks COVID, but I'm up to 210. Hope to lose some weight soon. 210 pounds is a little much for that board. If I live somewhere flat and I wanted quiet, it would work just fine. But if I'm gonna spend the money and I'm gonna pick one of the boards, I'm gonna go with the belt drive because of my weight. I think anybody about 170 pounds or less is gonna absolutely love this board. It's gonna work great for them. If you're over 170 pounds, then you might wanna weigh the options and consider the belt drive. Belt drive, you gotta maintain. You gotta keep belts in your backpack. It's a little bit more maintenance on the belt drive compared to the direct drives, but they do have more torque and you can gear them down. I actually bought 45T pulley for the belt drive that I'm gonna try out with 105 wheels, because the belt drive still, I wouldn't say too fast, but it's faster than I need to go. It's over 25 miles an hour with 105s on it. So I'm gonna gear it down and get extra braking torque and see how it goes. So yeah, the direct drive, it's good if you weigh under 170 pounds or if you don't have a whole bunch of hills. I weigh over 170, have a whole bunch of hills. So if I were to choose one, I would get the belt drive. So now let's talk about durability of the cans on the direct drive. So I have not been gentle on these. I really haven't avoided any type of rocks or anything. And if you remember from the Noob Tries All My Boards video, Daniel actually high centered these on the sidewalk a couple times. And yeah, I mean, it mars them, like that's marred up. It mars them up. Cosmetically, it doesn't look that great, but I've had zero issue with them. And that's, I've hit a lot of rocks, and when I mean that he high centered them, this is what I mean. So he was riding and he dropped the wheel off the sidewalk and just took the sidewalk corner right there to the can, just like that. I mean, you can hear it, right? Just took the can on the corner of the sidewalk, and he did that probably 3 times, dropping the wheel off the side of the sidewalk. But so far, no issue. If you're worried about durability, this isn't what I'd be worried about. I'd be more worried about the deck. And like I said, if that happens again to this board, it hasn't yet, it's not separating at all, but if it happens again, I'm putting screws all the way through the board just like I did on the direct drive. Okay, so now, I mean, not direct drive, but belt drive. If you have more questions about this board, do me a favor, go to my channel, click on playlists, and go to Black Carve direct drive. I have a couple videos in there. Watch it all the way through. If you have additional questions after that, feel free to throw them in the comments. If I need to do another video wrapping this up even more, getting you guys more info, I will. Just let me know in the comments. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching the video and being part of the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.